Alrighty. Time to talk about the worst fucking boss in this entire raid. I hate this fight. I don't like it. I think of the council fights they have ever made and I have played. I did not play Prototype Pantheon, and I heard that was also terrible. But I get the theme they're going for, man. I totally get it. The whole whimsy and messing with you and turning you into ducks and I get it. I think the theming of it is good, but the actual play of this fight, uh, it's it's just annoying. It's not great. I don't like that we have to essentially assign two of our raiders. We assign our Augivokers to just eat flowers and control a duck the whole fight. It is a complete mess. So, in the VOD you're about to see, this is the spec I'm playing, your standard multi-target raid spec. However, if you're looking to actually min-max damage on this fight, which I do not give a shit about, because I just don't care about this fight, this is the only fight in the entire tier where Arms is better. This is the only fight in the entire tier where Arms is better than Fury on a boss, and it's just because you're going to have two target cleave. So if you're going to play, you play your standard single target, and instead of running Strength of Arms, you'll run Improved Sweeping Strikes to improve Sweeping Strikes the bosses, right? This boss sucks. I can't overstate how much I just don't care about this boss. Run your single target trinkets. We're just going to kind of play the VOD and talk about it a little bit. I'll kind of talk about the mechanics, but literally this entire fight is just controlled chaos. That's the whole fight. That's the whole design. I don't like it. It's just annoying, man. This fight is just annoying. Alright, so this is what I'm running in the VOD, but Arms is better damage-wise because it's two target cleave the whole time. Now, how I use my cooldowns on pull is the first thing I do is I debuff all of the bosses with Odin's Fury on charge. We go in as the boss is being pulled. Because Pip is going to do his cast stuff, and the first thing Erwin does is she targets random people and leaps away. The only thing actively being tanked in this entire boss fight is Urktos. Don't be in front of Urktos. If you're in front, his frontal is fast and it will murder you. So don't be in front of Urktos, or you will die. Right? But how I use my cooldowns, I start this fight applying the debuff to every target. Erwin will always leap over here to the left side, and then you just do two target cleave. How this fight essentially goes for the entire fight outside of dealing with their specific mechanics, or how it should go with how your tanks position the boss, is you'll be standing on Erwin with Urktos two target cleave, Erwin and Urktos with two target cleave, after each individual charge. So you'll start with the cleave, charge 1. Start with the cleave, charge 2. And then after that charge, you'll notice this cast here is called pushback. And that is when Pip blinks to the middle of the room and then starts doing an AoE pushback to everybody and doing damage. But during that time, he is AFK sitting in the middle for a while. So what we do is we have Urktos on Erwin for 2 charges, and then the next charge we stack in the middle and focus down Pip. You're always going to be main focusing, not the bear, but the small bosses, because the bear will always be, or should always be, next to something else that needs to be cleaved, so you want your primary damage to be on either Pip or Erwin. See this frontal? 1 second cast. If you're in front, you're dead. So Pip doesn't actually blink until a little bit into the fight. So if you walk just a little over here, you can then put your Roar and your Odin's Fury on all 3 targets again, right here. And you should also be doing this with your potion. This fight will last about 6.5 minutes. So using your potion, you need to make sure you use your potion before the 1 minute mark. Generally, this is a good time to use it to go alongside your roar. Using it then will allow you to use it another time later in the fight, right? But otherwise, there's a couple mechanics here. You're going to get put in a charge group, right? Either you're going to soak charge 1 or charge 2. You'll soak the charge so it does reduce damage to the raid when the boss hits the wall. And then you'll just soak every other charge for the rest of the fight. You can get... So this mechanic here, you see the circle on me, is a poison spear. When it is dispelled, it does AoE damage to everybody around you. So because of that, you walk away from the group, you get dispelled, you keep doing your thing. So we had charge 1, we had charge 2, and now Pip is in the middle. He's about to do his wins. So that's when we leap over to the middle, and we can start cleaving off Pip and the big boy, and just always try and keep 2-target cleave. Arms, like I said, once again, is better for this fight because you're just two-target cleaving most of the time. Here's your first mechanic, right? You're going to have 2 players that are being duck mode, or if you get a duck before this, or if somebody else is ducked, they have to come duck the boss so he stops slamming the ground in rage, and then he will charge Erwin to get rid of these constricting vines. That is the first set of overlapping mechanics. But this fight overall, it's just a big mess, man. It's just a big mess. There's flowers everywhere. You're dealing with crap. Your raid is most likely going to pick a flower and say, never clear this. Never clear this, because you're going to use it for mechanics later on in the fight. So if you see a flower and it's marked and they say don't clear it, don't clear that shit. There has been times when I'm in this fight when there are no flowers because the 2 guys just ducking each other over and over again have already cleared everything to reduce the amount of raid-wide damage being taken. And the only flower left is the flower we've marked. You see that marked flower there at X? So because of that, sometimes you just have to AFK and just not touch the bosses, not do anything, and just be like, quack, quack, I'm a duck, I guess I'll go fuck myself. I don't know. This fight is not that bad, but man, it's annoying. Like you see right here, the only flowers left to soak are the ones we've designated to not touch. So, quack, quack, I'll go fuck myself. Just sit here, whatever, let the duck go off. Don't randomly duck somebody else. Pip's about to teleport away. In these situations, I just pick a random target and sit on him. This next overlap of mechanic is going to be Erwin's ult and Pip's ult. To get rid of the shield that Pip puts on you, you have to stand within a flower. And then once again, to stop Erwin's ability, you have to charge through it. So you just get a couple variations of these mechanics stacking on top of each other. One thing that you probably should know is if you're doing this strategy where you're having 2 people essentially just duck each other the entire fight and clear all the flowers to reduce the amount of overall raid damage that is being taken, you see here our evoker, I'm evoker, because he isn't allowed to go into the flower to clear himself. Otherwise, he'll clear the flower and then we won't have it anymore. He's going to eat the stun and he's going to eat the damage. The guy doing that at that point just needs to get healed. He needs help. Don't let him die. It's only 14 seconds. Just help him live, right? But you'll notice, once again, we'll do the charge through, and then they should bring the boss back to Erwin. Yep. So once again, we're just doing our 2-target cleave, not standing in the front, waiting until Pip's pushback comes up in 15 seconds. So after the next charge you see here, we'll go to the middle, because Pip's going to blink to the middle and do his pushback crap. This fight is all about controlled chaos. Personally, I think they should take this fight off of All Stars. This fight's parsing shouldn't matter at all. It is a pure annoying mechanics check. The next overlap you see here is Urktos ult and Pip ult. One thing that is very dangerous about this is while everybody is trying to clear their debuff off, somebody has to be a duck to duck Urktos. But one thing to note, all Urktos ult does, it just does AoE damage. If your healers are big chillin' and they're not worried about it, you can just wait a duck out. The duck doesn't have to instantly eat all of the flowers. And, the duck doesn't have to eat all of the flowers, leaving you nothing just to get rid of Urktos in this situation. Because Urktos ult just does AoE damage. It's fine. You just have to you can just take your time, don't clear the flowers, so people can get their debuffs off, and you can just take your time clearing Urktos, right? But generally, I just sit on Erwin most of the time until it's time to go to the middle to sit on Pip. And, this fight it's just annoying. It is a very annoying fight. You've seen the overlaps. We're about to have the fourth overlap in 27 seconds, which is the Erwin Urktos again. Just honestly, no matter what you have to do, just be a job doer. Do the right thing. Don't clear the stuff. Do what you're supposed to do. Kill the fight. It is annoying. Nobody likes it. Nobody wants to be here and do this. The only council fight I have liked so far has been the Council of the Bosses in Vault, because you just permacleave them the whole time. There are a couple weird times where you see how we're taking a while to get Urktos down. If she finishes this Constricting Binds cast, by the way, your whole raid basically just dies. It takes 30-second stacking dot and you just die. But there are very odd times where, like, you're doing this, and then sometimes Pip will just randomly blink near you, and then you have 3 target cleave, and you're like, yeah, I'm feeling good. And then, oh, Pip's gone back to fucking 2 target, or back to 1 target, or this guy's running over here and doing this, and haha, oh, you turned into a duck, but there's not enough flowers. Don't worry about parsing this fight. Just don't worry about parsing this fight, man. Be a job doer. Get it done. Get not only yourself, but the rest of your raid away from this fight as fast as possible. Just be a job doer. Get the shit done. This fight sucks, man. It just sucks. It's not great. It is a shame shit over and over. I'm going to skip forward until it is dead, because I want it to be dead, and I don't even care. Thorncaller is a cool weapon, but this fight isn't great. I forgot to with the Volcross video, so I'll show it here. For that Volcross video, I got 96 there. But for the Council of Dreams, this VOD, I'm pretty sure I got the... I don't remember which kill this was. What day was this? 8 days ago. So 8 days ago, it was this one. This 205 here, but I've parsed a 95 and a 96, but nobody should care about parsing on this fight. This fight should be removed from All Stars. It sucks. Nobody likes it. It's not great. Just be a job doer and get it over with, man. I do not like this fight at all. Thank you for watching, and we're going to Larry Boy next.